Hello everyone, my name is Dariusz Wawer and I am a part of the F-deets development team. This is the third installment of F-deets tutorial in which I'm going to show you some features of F-deets. I will be using the configuration we have created in the second installment of this tutorial. Right now I'm connecting to a user account of F-deets with a password test. As you can see, F-deets is always validating license when you are connecting to the server. Once you have connected, you can see all the views you have previously defined. Those views that are present here have been defined during the configuration. We will choose one of those views for the purpose of this tutorial, and we will see some data once we have selected large enough time span to see the old logs. As you can see, the log view consists of columns. All of those columns have names. Under those columns are values appropriate for this column. We have the time source of the event, time server of the event, which means that the first time is the time on the source device during on which the event occurred, and this is the time on the F-deets server when the event has been recorded. Those events are the traffic events. As you can see, they are colored in green, which means that those events represent a permit action in a firewall. I'm trying to find a deny action right now. A deny action should be in red. As we can see, there are some denies from the firewall. What can you do with F-deets? The most important functionality in F-deets is creating filters to narrow the range of the events that you wish to see. On most columns you can create filters through right-clicking a value on any column. Right now I'm going to try to create a filter that will show only the deny traffic actions. So you have to find the action column, the value you wish to search for, right-click it, and in the menu that will appear you will be able to create filters based on the value and column you have clicked. So you, for example, can add filter that action equals deny, and we will do so right now. As we can see, F-deets has automatically requeried the server for all events from the given time span that fit those filters. You can have as many filters as you wish in a single F-deets view. So for example, if we have several firewalls aggregated into one F-deets server, you can choose only the one device, for example this one, and as previously you just have to right-click an appropriate value and add filter, for example in this case device IP equals and the IP of the network device, and as in the previous case F-deets will requery the server with the filter that you have selected. Here you can see how many filters are currently in this view. So right now we have all the reject, deny actions from a single network device. Once you have created your own specific view, this is a very simple example of a view, you can save it so that you can access it easily in F-deets. to save a view, you can use one of those buttons. Choosing this will overwrite the previous name of the view. Choosing this will save the view as a different with a different name. So we will name this view like this. We can also change the description of a view. We can select the columns that we wish to see in this view. By default all the columns were selected. I will leave it like that, and we can review the filters that are in this view. We can also, of course, add any filter, update values of those filters. I will leave those values unchanged and just add the view. As we can see, the view has appeared here, so once we close this window we can instantly open the same view that we have chosen before. Of course, the default time span will be changed to the default value. We can change it manually and requery the server using this button. Okay, so creating filters is as easy as that. Now I will proceed to changing the information that are in the view. You can add or remove columns from a view simply through clicking on a column header and then selecting remove column from the menu that appeared once you clicked. So right now I have removed the column. As you can see, this view is modified. It is indicated by the asterisk after its name, and you can click save to save it, so that always when you open it the column you have deleted will not be visible. You can change the order of columns through dragging and dropping the column into any other place. I will now move the source port to a different position. As you can see, the view is modified. We can save it, and once we have done so, all further openings of this view will have the source port after the source translated IP. This view contained all the columns that are available with the current F-deets parsing rule set. You can remove all those columns manually, or you can right-click the view name in the view tree, and you can use the column choosing wizard to decrease the number of the columns that are visible in this view. As you can see, the one column that we have deleted is unchecked. In further detail, this window will be discussed in further installments of the tutorial. For now, let's just select none, then select only the general and traffic columns, and let's not use any parser specific columns. Well, maybe let's just take Screenos and Junos, because these are the devices we have in this set of logs. And once you have created once you have selected the appropriate devices and categories, just click all, select all. I also removed the device name that we previously removed, and I will also remove the message, because in traffic messages the message part is always empty in F-deets. And now I will save the view. Okay, so right now I will close the previously open view and open our newly modified new instance of the view. As you can see, the amount of columns has decreased, and once you see some logs in this view, you will also notice that more of those columns are actually not empty. So we have modified the view to suit our needs, and now we will proceed to a different way of viewing details of a message. As you can see, viewing all information about a single event may not be very, let's call it, user-friendly. You have to scroll all the way to the left and right, and some information are not clearly visible. What you can do is simply double-click on any of the events, and a window specifying all the details of an event will appear. For further visibility, you can also close this server view list through this button or this button. This button actually toggles the list, so you can easily access any views that you wish to see. So now we can see the log view, and we can see log details to the right. Once you change the selected event on the log view, the log detail view will be updated with this event's details. What you can also do is show a single event as a reference. Once I click this, another window will appear in here. These contain details of two different logs, and since F-deets is based on a configurable window scheme, what you can do is drag and drop any window you wish to any other place in the screen that you wish. So I have taken the current log window and placed it to the left of the reference log window. So you can now see that those logs are actually the same logs, but once I select another event, we will see any differences between those two events highlighted in red, and should there be any fields that are not present in the second event, they will be highlighted in blue. I will now try to find the deny event. Right, so now as you can see, the permit event has more details filled than the deny event, and they are marked in blue. You can open as many reference events as you wish. You can also place them above instead of to the left. You can arrange those windows in any way you wish. F-deets allows you to do so. Any way you want to view the logs, you can do it. Of course, it is possible to open several views at once, but in some cases it can be useful. So right now I have opened the predefined system view. Let's see if there are any system messages. Yes, there are. So for example, we can put the system log view to the right of the all logs view, and we can view those logs however we wish. I have now opened the current log details window. So right now we have two log windows, one detailed window, and of course once we switch between views, the event in the second view we have selected will be displayed in the log details window. So this actually concludes the third part of F-deets tutorial. These are the very basic functions of F-deets. Of course they are very important for all network and security officers. In the next tutorial I will show you some more advanced F-deets functionalities which you will be able to use to track connections, to show some aggregate information from those logs. But for now, if you have any trouble, any questions regarding what you have already seen, remember to visit F-deets webpage www.f-deets.com. If you have any questions, remember to consult a FAQ or visit F-deets board, and remember to like us on Facebook to receive information about updates. Thank you very much for listening, and till next tutorial.